Hello friends, this is Darshan Shah and today I'm recording this session regarding the US student visa interview. In this sessions, I'm going to cover the what type of question you are encounter while going into the US student visa embassy by getting your student permit. Okay, and this is just for you people who is enrolled in the VBIT consultancy. I request you to do not share with any of your friends because it will hurt you later on. Okay, and let's go ahead and get started. When you go into there is first of all, what is the US visa student visa process? Okay, first thing is that we have to, after getting I-20, we can fill the DS-160 form. Then after, we will fill the ustravel.com, which is like to taking the visa date, and we have to pay 10,880 rupees to Axis Bank cash for getting visa date. Okay, after paying into the Axis Bank, the receipt is going to activate in 24 hours. That means sometimes it's usually takes 6 hours, but I request to go for more than 10 hours. After, like, if you pay at 10 o'clock, you can see your status by 10 midnight, and you might able to take the dates. Okay, there is a 2-day process for the visa interview. First day is the OFC, which is called the fingerprints. You have to go over there. It's just a 5-minute process. And what are the documents you have to carry? First of all, you have to carry your passport and all the original document. I know all the original document is not required while go for the OFC, but it's my request you take you take all the documents to the OFC. Uh, you need I-20 as well, obviously I-20 as well. And I forgot one point. After getting I-20 and finalizing your university, we have to pay $200 service fee, which is which is US government fee. Each and every student who is traveling to USA on student visa has to pay service fee, and we can pay service fee before 48 hours of our visa. Okay, means sometimes what happened that some student already uh, pay service fee with X university, but he or she would like to go to the another university. We have to ask service people to change the service ID, and I will let you know how the process is. It will take minimum 24 hours to change the service ID to the new university. Okay. As far as I know, only one or two guys in my group have this kind of problem. I will do it for them. Okay. Now let's come back to 2-day process. 1 day OFC is over. Second day you have to go for the visa interview, and you have to be in a line. It's a long queue and it's a very tedious process. You have to be in line for sometimes it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and usually it takes 45 minutes in line. And when you come for when you step forward for visa interview, lots of students got exhausted, and at that time they unable to give the proper answer to the visa officer. That's why the visa session is very important, and I want you to go through this video once in a daily and get to acquire the language and the question you will encounter in the US student visa interview. Means these questions are based on the past experience. Okay, sometimes the question which I'm going to ask is not come to the HU visa interview, but which is help you in some other questions, right? Okay, now let's go ahead and get started the visa interview process. Okay, let's go ahead and get started the visa interview process. First questions you will encounter while going for the visa interview is how many university you have applied. This is the first opening questions often asked by the visa officer to each and every student. Okay, now if you have applied to 10 university, I request you to don't mention the 10 university. It is not, we are not lying to visa officer, but I feel you can say 6 university or 7 university, which is a very ideal number for applying into the US university. People are applying to 20 university, 15 university, because they have their own criteria, right? But what I can say, you can say I have applied into 6 university. This is the simple answer you have to give to the visa officer. How many university you have applied? I have applied to 7 universities. Now you don't have to mention the any name, okay? Whatever the visa officer asks, you just have to give that answer only, okay? Now the second question will come, how many university accepted you? And also they will ask you, how many admits do you have? Okay. Now you can say, I have a 3 admits, I have a 2 admits, I have a 4 admits, right? And then after you can say, I have a 4 admits. First from University of Texas Houston, second is University of Southern California, third is Texas A&M College Station, and fourth is State University of New York, Stony Brook. And if you are telling the name of the university, don't use the acronyms, okay? I got admitted to U.S.A. No, it's not good to use acronyms. ASU, UTA, TAMO, this kind of acronyms is not allowed into the visa interview, okay? That's why you have to tell the full name of the university. That's very professional and it always looks good. Okay, now second question is that, how many admits do you have? I have admits for 3 university. First, which you are going, University of Texas at Arlington. Second is Stony Brook, State University of New York, Stony Brook. Third is University of Southern California. Okay, now you have to stop after giving this answer. Okay, third question will come, how many rejection do you have? Now in this you can say, I have 2 rejections or 3 rejections. Okay, we took an example of 6 university, and in that we have 3 admits. Let's the visa officer ask, how many rejection do you have? We can say we have a 2 rejection. One is from Carnegie Mellon University and second is from Stanford. Okay, and the third decision is awaiting, and the university name is University of California, Davis. Okay, means you have to explain this by this way. Okay, now the fourth question will come, what are you doing nowadays? Sometimes my student got this question, is an opening question. Okay, now when you go for visa interview, they will spontaneously ask, what are you doing nowadays? Now you can tell that I recently completed my graduation in Bachelor of Technology in Computer Engineering, and that's it. That's what you can say. I recently completed my Bachelor of Technology into the Computer Engineering. Okay. Now, for the experienced people who have 1 and 2 year experience, you can say, the question will come, what are you doing nowadays? And you can, the experienced people and the non-experienced people. Okay. Like what happened in current situations, few of the students graduated in 2017, but they applied for 2018 and they haven't done anything in between. Now the answer will be, for the people who don't have an experience, you can say like, I graduated from Gujarat Technological University in June 2017, and then after I was preparing for my GRE, TOEFL or IELTS examination, and then after I applied to several universities, and currently I have taken few online courses in Coursera, Udemy and U.S.A. to enhance my skill into the computer engineering, to enhance my skill into the industrial engineering, mechanical engineering, and there is other thing you can able to mention while giving this answer. Okay, now the student are asking me, do they ask the certificate, right? No, I don't think so. They are going to ask the certificate for the verification, but I would say you can take few courses online and take the certification, which is going to help you in the worst come worst situation. Okay, now the answer for experienced people who is working in the industries right now. After graduating in 2017 from Sardar Vallabhbhai National Institute of Technology, Surat, I worked in Maruti Suzuki India Private Limited, and my current job is graduate training engineer. In that, I am responsible for a process improvement of the manufacturing plant and XYZ. That's the way you can give the answer, and which is very appropriate. Okay. Now the question is over, like what are you doing nowadays? Okay, means I already explained you the answer. For the student who just recently completed the bachelor degree, they can explain, which I already mentioned. Who is not employed, they can mention, and who is currently working, they can explain this. Excuse me, explain the way I talk to you. This is just a demo, okay? You can use any good language if you like to. Okay. Now the question will come: why United States of America? Why not other country? Okay. Now this is very good a very good question is asked by the visa officer, and lots, I think most of the student have a ready-made answer. Is first is USA is a land of opportunity. This is a bullshit answer that we are going to listen. Okay, that's why don't use this thing. US is the land of opportunity. I don't recommend any of the student to give this kind of answer. Okay, now the answer will be that US 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 universities are far ahead in research work than any other countries. Second option is that the US professors are highly qualified and they are doing the practical research in the industries which give us the very practical knowledge rather than the theoretical one. Third most important thing is US degree is globally renowned, and by getting this degree we will definitely get a good exposure in the real world. Okay. Fourth important points, you can also mention that the US universities are multi-diverse and multicultural, where I get to interact with the lots of international students, which is going to enhance my skill globally. Fifth point, you can mention US universities giving the flexible course structure, where I can select the courses according to my area of interest. Alright, means area of interest, that means US university gives the flexibility to select the courses outside of your area. Like if you are in computer science, but if you would like to take certain MBA courses, you can do it. You can ask your advisor, and definitely he or she will guide you to take the MBA courses. Okay, means that's the flexibility you can mention. These are the 5 points, and I can also would like to add. You can also add in the script, US universities have a very good infrastructure, and the laboratory are well equipped and according to the industrial standard, which give us very good knowledge about the latest technology by using this kind of equipment. Okay, you can also add that uh, US university uh, US university is more toward the practical approach in the education rather than the theoretical one, which admire me a lot to study into the United States. Means this kind of different answer you can able to give while video is going to ask you the questions why United States of America, and you can also add another point. You can add US University have a latest course curriculum in the subject of my area, and the course are very detail oriented and practical as well. This kind of answer you can add while VO is going to ask you why specifically USA. Okay. Then after you can also add that only this university is offering the program which I would like to go. This okay, means this will come into the university. Why this university? Means I think hope it's clear. There are 6-7 points I already covered in this session. You can ask according to that way, and maybe you have some other answer. It's always welcome, but it has to related with the questions. Okay. Generally, it's VO is going to interrupt you while giving the answer, and he or she will ask you another questions. That's why you have to make very sure that you will give the pinpoint answer to the visa officer. Okay. Okay, now the main and the very good questions, and I think the decision making question is why you would like to go to this university. Okay, now the few students, I think most of the students will answer this university is a very good in ranking. It's coming in the top 10 university in the United States according to usnews.com, according to topuniversity.com, this university, and then blah 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 blah, which is not good at all. Okay, this is a very detailed oriented questions, and it will show how uh, what kind of research you have done while applying to the university. Okay, means this is the heart of all the questions, means you have to give a very good particular answer to this questions. And point which I would like to cover in that, why you have applied to this university. I have I got means the previous okay, you can, sorry, the answer will be like Purdue is one of the reputed university which you don't have to mention. You can say that like Purdue professors are working extraordinary in my research area which I would like to go. The professor Zane Thomas, he is working in the solar thermal energy from last 20 years. His research work admired me a lot, and he has published more than 20 international papers, one journal and 2 books, which is a great privilege for me to guided by this kind of professor. If you haven't guided by this kind of professor, you can say like Professor XYZ, who is delivering the lecture and conducting the lecture in this university. They are highly qualified. They have done a great amount of research, and it is always to be a privilege for me to taught by this kind of professor. You can add this thing. Apart from that, you can say that only this university is providing the course which I would like to go. Like they have a great data science program. They have a great computational fluid dynamic program, and the professor, the X, is doing a great amount of research within this particular field, right? And then after, you can say like the university, Purdue University have a very good infrastructure and the laboratory, and I seen online in the website like they have a latest equipment to perform the great amount of research work. Okay, then you can also mention that yeah, the Purdue professors are very cooperative while while interacting with them. I feel very motivated the way they interacted with me in the email. Like my graduate advisor, we had a few conversation on email, and I feel that the faculty member are also very cooperative. You can also add that I got a scholarship of XYZ rupees from this particular university. You can also mention that these university have a 1-year program which helps me a lot. Okay, now you can also add that and in this why this university question, you can also add that while doing the internship in XYZ company, uh, I got a more exposure. Sorry, over here. I did my internship at the IIT Bombay in the same field, and I want to work in the field of NLP or machine learning. That's the reason I have applied. I would like to go to this university because this university have a very excellent course structure in the national language processing data science. Okay, now for the industrial people, you can say like the first of all, the professor is doing excellent research work in my area of interest like process improvement. Then I'm operation analyst and operation uh, analyst and supply chain management. And I can see that professor in this university is highly qualified. They are giving the practical knowledge rather than the theoretical one. You can also say that Professor X, they are directly working with the good industries which will give us the practical exposure of the knowledge rather than the theoretical one. Apart from that, as I mentioned, university reputation, university uh, infrastructure and the laboratory are highly occupied and up to the industrial standard. Means why this university and why you want to go USA, you have to make you have to make it very separate. Means that you have to create a very separate script for both of this question because it's somewhat related it is, right? And you can always as I said, you can, if you have any other answer, it's always welcome, but it has to be related with this university with this. But few things you have to avoid: the ranking, and yeah, majority part is the very reputed university and XYZ. Okay. Now, why you want to do MS? Why you want to do Master of Science program? Now you can say that like while I was doing the internship with the IIT Guwahati, I interact with my professor, and he he suggested me that for enhancing my knowledge into the global industries, I must need the master degree in the field of my uh, in my area of interest, in my field, right? Apart from that, you can say that that's the and I also feel that the India is a booming economy right now, and the good talented people are required. A high skilled and good talented international student or high skilled student are required in Indian industries, and to having a master degree from the globally renowned university, which definitely add the good amount of value to my personal life, and I will get a very good job after coming back to India. Okay. Now you can see that like pursuing master degree in computer science will allow me to gain more technical knowledge and help me to find more opportunity and the better perspective, right? In this competitive world, high qualification is filled will serve gently to give me a better chance to join the industries of my choice and a long-term career prospect. Okay. Now you can also say that sometimes they are going to ask why you want to leave your current job. It's the same thing. Then you can say that I don't want to leave my current job, but my current job is motivating me to go for the master program, because after working in the industries for 1 year, I get to know that I am lacking in the few area where I would like to enhance and to go with the industries in India, and by doing a master degree and by taking a master degree which in my field, which helped me a lot to get a very good uh, exposure in my future career. That means it's the same answer, but you have to give the same answer and with the different questions, like why you want to do MS and why you want to leave your current job. In the current job, you can say like because I don't feel comfortable and I don't like my current job. You don't have to tell like that. You have to say that my current job is motivating me to do a master degree, to do a further master program, right? Because I feel I have very limited knowledge in my field, and by getting a master degree, I will be get more opportunity in my country to fulfill my career growth. You can also say that by taking a globally renowned degree, which definitely help me uh, to resume my current job. It's also possible, and after uh, by by getting a higher education uh, in the in this coming world, it's always cherry on the ice cream. You don't have to say like that cherry on the ice cream, but it always gives you the benefit in the real world. Okay, so that's the answer you can able to give. Now the next question is that uh, okay, now the rapid fire questions will be like, who is going to sponsor you? You can say my parents are going to sponsor me. Apart from that, I took a loan from HDFC Credit, Axis Bank, XYZ worth of 40 lakh rupees. Okay. Now the clear answer will be, who is going to sponsor you? My parents are going to sponsor me. If your parent is not sponsoring me, you can say my uncle is sponsoring me. Apart from that, I took a loan of 40 lakhs rupees from XYZ Bank. Now, second question, what's your father do? My father is a businessman. And then after, what kind of businessman? He's in manufacturing industry. He's manufacturing plastics, bottles, and XYZ components. Okay. If your father is working, you can say my father is working in XYZ industries. Okay. If your father is an NRI or he is working in some other Gulf countries, then you can say that my father is working as a senior electrical engineer in a Gulf in a Saudi Arabia company, right? Okay. Now, if your father or if you're not sure about the which position your father working right now, you can ask your father, take what he's doing, some job function, and maybe we are going to ask you like, what do you mean by the senior electrical engineer? What his job and responsibility? You can ask, you can give answer in one or two sentences. That's more than enough. Okay. Now, now the another question is like, what's your family annual income? Now my family annual income is like 9 lakh rupees, right? Okay. Now, if your mother and father both working, you can say my family income is 14 lakh rupees. Your father is only working and your father is filing IT return worth of 8 lakh rupees, you can say my father annual income is 8 lakh rupees. Okay, now then after if you mention your mother is then after what's your mother do? My mother is a housewife, or my mother is a real insurance agent. You can say my father help my mother help my father in his business. He is an administrative assistant in my family business, something like that. He's running a beauty parlor. He is running some beauty shop. You can say like that. Sometimes they are going to ask you like, if your father is businessman, how many employees your father has? You can say my father has a 10 employees. Okay. Now for the farmer, you tell like that my father is in agricultural business, right? And then what kind of agricultural business? He is uh, dealing with the vegetables, fruits, and selling of vegetable and fruits and different grains. Okay, because farmer is not filing the IT returns, so you don't have to say like my father is a farmer, my father is a uh, my father is in agricultural business. Okay, now do you have any siblings? Yes, I have uh, elder sister. She is already married. Okay, something like that. Then you can say I have a younger brother. He's and then after you ask me what he's doing. He's in last year of his Bachelor of Commerce. Okay, now okay, now the thing is that like mm, okay, sponsorship question is over. Okay, now the okay, now main thing is that how many courses you are going to select in your first semester. Now just check online, see the course curriculum, and make sure you can list few courses which you are going to take in your first or second semester. It's not mandatory that you have to give them the courses which you are going to register. You can have it. You can have it from your course structure. You can see any subject. Okay, now how many courses you are going to take? I am going to take a three courses in my you can say I am going to take a 3 courses in my first semester, which is worth of 9 credit. And then you can say like I am taking X, Y, and Z course, and then after the question you ask like which course is going to be difficult for you. This course, then you can say why course is very difficult for me, because I in my undergraduate this course was not not that much informative than the course which I am going to study in the United States. That's the reason I feel this course is very difficult for you, but I will get to overcome by working very hard uh, on this subject. Okay, and you can say that by in my undergraduate I did not find comfortable with this kind of course, because but I am very pretty much sure that I will overcome this thing after going to USA and working very hard in this course to secure very good marks, right? Then after like what's your GRE score? You can say my GRE score is 315, 320, 330, 303, 300, something like that. You don't have to mention the EWA verbal con score. If they are going to ask what's your verbal and con score, then and then you can say. Now sometimes you ask who is your graduate advisor. Just make sure that you know the who is graduate advisor. Okay. Then after as I mentioned the professor names, you must need it, right? Then after viewer is going to ask you like, have you made any specific plan for traveling to USA? You can say I'm just waiting for my visa approval, and then after I will plan my trip for the USA. Now yeah, one question I forgot in the opening question will be like, why are you here today? You can say like, I'm here to I'm here for getting my study work permit interview for the United States, right? You can say like that. I am here for getting my study work permit for the United States, okay, or visa for the United States. Now another question will come: do you have any relatives in USA? You can say no. You can say I don't have any immediate relative in USA. Uh, and if you have immediate relatives in the blood relation, you can say yes, my aunt, she's in USA. And then after, if the viewer is asked another question regarding the what she do or what she does and XYZ, you can answer accordingly, right? But you have to give answer according to the questions. Now another thing is that when did you graduate? And you can say I graduated in last month. You can say I graduated in month of 2000 in in 2017 May, you can say like that. Okay, then after, what's your academic background? You can say like I graduated with the mechanical engineering and specialization in the operation research. I graduated with the computer science degree. Okay, now sometimes they are going to ask you that, what's your long-term plan. You can say like that, my currently I would like to gain my master degree from the United States, and then after, if I get opportunity in my area of interest, if I get a job in my area of interest, I will definitely explore for 1 and 2 years, and then after I will return back to India and work for any multinational company, right? You have to give this kind of answer, and you have to make sure you can say like, if I get a job in my area of interest, then and then I will work. Otherwise, I will come back to India and work for any multinational company. Okay. Now another thing is that like some people have a plan for PhD. Then they can say like, after completing my master degree, I will go for the PhD program in the university. Okay. Now some VO is going to ask you, would you like to work on campus? The student, you have to reply, if I get a graduate teaching assistantship or graduate research assistantship, I will definitely do it. Otherwise, I will concentrate on my study, because my family have enough fund to sponsor my education. So, and then VO is sometimes going to trick you with like, would you like to do CPT would you like to do CPT in your education? You can say like, uh, I know what is CPT, but we have one session after going to a university about the broader perspective of what is CPT, and definitely if it is definitely if it is my area of interest, then I will go for the CPT. But currently, I have very limited knowledge regarding the CPT. After going to USA, after completing my international orientation, my international office has already organized one separate session for CPT and OPT. So that's why I will wait for that. I will clear my basics regarding that, and then I will think about it. Right? Don't tell that I would like to do job or X Y Z. Okay? Now it will give you the very bad impression. Then after, would you like to work off campus? No, I don't want to work off campus. My family have a sufficient fund to sponsor my education. Okay. Sometimes sometimes they are going to ask you like, so where you're, if you are living on a different state and your father is or parents are living on a different state, here they will definitely ask you like, where do your parents live? You can say they are living in Mumbai or Maharashtra, something like that. Okay. Then the question will come regarding the financial document. Okay. Now it is very. I think in my experience, my student, we never ask for any single document from my student regarding the financial, because you have to give the very good answer, like as I already mentioned in this session, right? Okay, now they are going to ask you that, why do you expect after, or why this degree is going to help you, how this master degree is going to help you. Means you can say like, by doing a master degree from the globally renowned university, I will definitely get a great amount of experience and the knowledge in this industries, and then after I will leverage this knowledge and will I will leverage this skill in the multinational company, and I will definitely get a good job by getting a globally renowned degree. Also, by doing a master degree, my career growth will definitely increase, and my career perspective is coming in the broader perspective, and I will have a global opportunity to explore my career. So that's the way this master degree is going to help me, right? Yeah, sometimes they will ask you like, oh, the place where you going, can you tell me more about that place? Like if you are going to Dallas, you can you have to do a little bit more research what the Dallas, or what the city Dallas is, and XYZ thing you can research online. Speak. Now sometimes what happened that VO is asking like, why you want to go this university, and if you give the ready-made answer, sometimes they got angry, and they got angry and they will say like, give me some other answer. Okay. something like you can in that you can say like University of Southern California has more than 200 courses in the bachelor as well as the master. They have very good they have very good uh, they have a very good uh, okay, now you can say like the mechanical department is doing excellent. They recently got award from the US American government regarding their innovation into the driverless car. You can say that the chemical engineering department is doing a great amount of research work in the disease like cancer, and the professor is one of the professors recently got the Nobel Prize for that particular research work. Means you can go in more deep into the different field apart from you which you have applied. You can acquire more information like student and faculty ratio. You can see which department is doing the excellent research work currently. The university got any additional accreditation or anything, something like that, which definitely help you to give more better perspective about your research for the university. And definitely we would like to listen this kind of answer, okay, rather than the ready-made answer. Regarding the financial questions, sometimes it is you can say like now okay now okay, now let's talk more about the financials part. Okay, now first question will be that who is going to sponsor you? My parents are going to sponsor me, and apart from that, I took a loan from HDFC Credit worth of 40 lakh rupees. Now the second question is that what is the interest amount on your loan? You can say 12.25, and then after like they are going to ask you that how long this loan going to last. You can say it's for 10 years. You can say it's for 7 years. Or you can say it's for 6 years. Okay, now we are going to ask you that how you're going to repay back your loan. You can say like after getting a master degree from United States, I am very much sure that I will get a very good job in my own country, because India is a booming in a field of computer science as well as the construction as well as the industrial field. And I am very confident that I will get a job. But if I want to get job for a couple of months, my father has enough fund to repay back my loan amount. That's the answer you have to give. Okay, now the now question will be that do you know anyone in the United States? No, I don't have any immediate relatives, but I have few seniors who is studying in different university. Another question is that how do you get to know about this university? You can say like I have contacted few seniors who is in United States right now, and they have suggested me few university. Apart from that, I did my personal individual research about the university, and then after I searched their global ranking in the different website, and then after I selected this university for my further education. Now, do anyone help you in filing visa process and the application process? You can say no, I haven't take anyone help for the visa process uh, and applications. I did it by myself by taking help from my seniors. Okay, now you can sometimes they are going to ask you like have you filled the service. You must have to say yes, I already filled the service, and which website you have used to pay the service fee. You can say fmjfee.com. Okay, sometimes they are going to ask you with the tricky question like how did you apply to this university. You can say that each university have their portal for application, and then after I went to the university graduate international application, and then after I filled my basic information, then I have uploaded my resume, statement of purpose, letter of recommendations, email ID, and then after my passport information and my immigration status, and then after I paid the application fee, and then after the few universities required the official transcript marksheet from my side, I shipped to their university. That's the way I applied by myself to this different university. Okay, okay. Now sorry, let's come to the financial thing. Financial thing. If okay, the question will be like, uh, what's your parents do? My father working in an XYZ company as a XYZ position. My mom, she is a beautician. She is running his own beauty parlor. She is a insurance agent, something like that. Okay. Now, what's your family annual income? Your family annual income is father and mother annual income is 12 lakh rupees, 14 lakh rupees, or 16 lakh rupees, or 20 lakh rupees, whatever it is. Now your father, what's your father do? You have to give that answer. If he's businessman, how many employees he has? Uh, then after same questions, what's your mother do? Right? If she has a business, like what kind of employee he has. Now, worst case situation, if the video is going to ask, show me your funds document. You can say these are my funds document, and you have to then after you have to explain like we have a saving of XYZ rupees, and we have a mutual fund shared by our personal provident fund. Apart from that, my family took a loan of 40 lakh rupees. And if you have an additional property, like apart from your home, if you have one additional property, you can say that like this property my parents bought it when I was in a 10th standard or 5th standard, and they bought it because of my future education only. In the future, if I need additional fund, my family is going to liquidate this property and going to sponsor my education additional for additional funds, something like that. You have to give answer. And okay, now if they see your passbook and say why there is a recent big entry in your passbook, you can say like we already liquidated our another one property which value of is worth of 6 crore rupees, or you can say 1 crore rupees, and we got certain amount which like 40 lakhs there, and we deposited in my family saving account, and we sold this property because of my education, as my father already took this property when I was kid, and they saved it and they took it for my further education only. So this kind of answer you can give to the visa officer. I think I have covered lots of question in this interview. Uh, I will create one more video like what other kind of visa questions will be there. Uh, and I think you must have to be very confident while going for the visa interview. And I will let you know in a personal session about the visa visa process and many more things. And if you are not in if you are not aware, not if you are unable to come to my office, we will do on telephonic interview. Okay. Now there are the two most important questions which I would like to cover, but for that I will create one separate video in day or 1 day or 2 day and post it to you. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.